Hey, hello everyone, I'm David Guerrero and welcome back to another video here on Many Ways Films.
So my name is Sean Powers. I'm 32 years old. I am a professional mixed martial artist, entrepreneur, dad, DJ. I was born and raised in Fruit Heights, Utah, 8 brothers and sisters. And I'm the youngest at number 6, and then they adopted 2 more from Romania. So big family. I was about 18 years old when I first found out about mixed martial arts, and was lucky enough to find a coach that was local that I could work with. And then I was able to have my first professional bout. I mean, a day in the life is definitely, there's gonna be a sauna involved, there's gonna be some cold water involved, there'll be martial arts, there'll be probably some singing, some dancing. I mean, I really try to bring it all together. In my facility, it is definitely an art facility. It's catered towards artists, people who really want to get lost in their craft, whether it be martial arts or DJing or singing or dancing or, you know, creative things, video, photo. These are all artistic ways that we can express ourselves. So I love to be in that. I love to live in that. That's why I live in my facility. That's why I'm here, you know, 24/7, is because I love to create. Creation is my thing. That is what I like to do. Whether it's a business, a relationship, it really doesn't matter to me. As long as we're creating something, it could be a TikTok video, like I'm loving that. I'm enjoying that whole process. So if I was outside of myself and I saw myself, I would definitely say crazy, you know, full of energy, definitely a go-getter, gonna accomplish whatever he wants. You know, this guy's not gonna let someone get in the way. So I would definitely say driven, a fire inside, a fighter. I mean, that's why fighting resonates so much with me. My draw to mixed martial arts is the versatility. And when I mean that, right, the first word is mixed. So mixed means, right, you can do judo, you can do Muay Thai, you can box, you can do karate, and the cool thing is if it works, it works. And that's the fun part of the competition aspect, is you can try these different moves, and, you know, again, if it works, it works. So I really love the creative aspect with the martial arts, blending them all together and putting them like they're one thing. I just love the raw competition, the pure raw competition of me versus them. No teammates, no nothing, mano a mano, right? So teaching for me is really important, because I think it's important to never forget where you come from. I can see myself in all the people that come into my space and allow me to teach. So it's a very impactful and purposeful job. It gives me lots of meaning and purpose to interact with these people on this level and help them grow themselves, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. So it's very rewarding. Getting into mixed martial arts was really interesting for me personally, because I was able to turn a not so good thing, which was, you know, fighting, into a positive thing where it's in a controlled environment. I can make it a profession, I can get sponsors, I can be taken care of by myself, by other companies, I can work with companies, I can collaborate with companies, and control myself, my emotions, my body, my breath, everything that's inside of me. So that's kind of my call towards martial arts and me wanting to do that. And here's where it's full circle. Look, people invested time into me. Okay, I was not the easiest student to teach. And so I find it very humbling and grounding, and just keeping the lineage alive, right? Like, how much of a slap in the face would it be if all these instructors gave me all this information and then I just take it to the grave with me? It's so important that I share. You know, that's why we love social media, right? The button is what? Share, right? You're sharing. And I believe in sharing.
At this moment, I haven't shoot the documentary part that you just watched. I'm actually gonna go and shoot that in about 2-3 hours with a friend of mine. He is an MMA teacher, he's an MMA fighter, and I have an assignment for school where we make a little documentary. And while I've always been clear that there's many things that I don't know, documentary filmmaking is something that I've been really interested for a long time, and I feel like this is a really good opportunity to show what I can do when it comes to setting a scene or an interview, and also to show you what I've learned from my personal experience and now from school. I will be using 2 cameras, and I'm gonna be using only shotgun microphones and a sound recorder to record the audio. I believe that that's the most important. I honestly wouldn't even mind if the image was 720p. Everyone's gonna tell you, and they've always told me so many times, that sound is the most important thing, and I believe it's true. And I don't think people are just saying for saying. Sound really makes a big difference on videos, more than image quality. And while these are not the appropriate for setting for an interview, I believe 100% that no one will be able to really notice the difference. At this moment, I already know how the place looks where we're gonna be doing this interview. I don't know the exact place, but there's a place that keeps popping on my head that tells me that that's where we should do it, just because it gives us a lot of depth. There's no walls or anything like that close by, and it shows where we are, which is really important. It really tells us who is this person just by simply looking at a picture of him sitting here. It gives us a really beautiful image. I'm gonna be shooting at f2, so it's gonna be pretty open. What I mean by open is that it has a small number, in this case an f2, which gives us a lot of depth of field, especially when we don't have anything behind us, or at least nothing close behind us. And for my second camera is gonna be the Nikon C62. With this camera I'm gonna be doing my tight shots, so it will be perfect to use that 50mm 1.8. That would also gives us a really nice image, really nice background, depth of field, but most importantly, expressions and gestures that the person that is being interviewed will do. Another thing is that I already know this person. He is a friend, and we've talked many times, and he's told me many of the things that I'm pretty sure he's gonna be talking about today. While most people, or maybe even all of the people that we will be interviewing, we won't know them beforehand, it is really important that we get to talk to them before the interview. That way the person feels a little bit more comfortable, and it is the interviewer responsibility to make the person that is being interviewed feel comfortable, also to make them look nice on camera, that when they see this project and they see themselves, they think, oh wow, I actually look good, or wow, I never thought I looked that good. It's understandable. There's some circumstances where you want to show imperfections, but there's other times where you really want to make people look the best they can. Right now is 5 o'clock, and we agreed that we will meet around 6:30 to start shooting. I'm gonna get there even like 45 minutes, maybe an hour earlier, because he's gonna be teaching his class. This is gonna give me a really good opportunity to shoot some b-roll And what this B-roll is gonna gives us some exposition on what this person does. I mean, he is a trainer after all, he is a fighter, and we're gonna get to see him train and do what he does. But you can never go wrong with B-roll, except you want to make sure that the person that you are interviewing, you don't miss those expressions, those key moments when the people is telling you about himself, and it's it could be an emotional, it could be I don't know, just an important part of his story, and you want to capture those and don't cover them with B-roll. Another thing that I've learned is that lighting is as important as sound when it comes to interviews. It will make a really big difference, even more than having a really high quality camera shooting in 4K or 8K. Lighting your image and shooting in high definition and HD, and it will make already a whole lot more difference. You will be seeing right now how I set up. This guy has really nice lighting on his gym. He does have some light that it comes down, but it's not too hard, it's not too annoying. I've been there and I know how it looks, and it's pretty good. And again, I'm just keeping this simple. I'm just talking about the setup and not so much about the actual interview or post production of the scene, the editing, or any of that. If you are interested, I will talk about that in another video. Once you're there, once that the person is sitting, you have the sound, you have the lighting, the cameras are going, you can see in the pictures the way that I set the cameras and how I'm communicating with him. And you just have to keep it simple. You don't want to ask too many questions. You don't want to interrupt the person. Really, I think that's one of the worst things that you can do. I do believe there are exceptions, but most likely it will be the worst thing that you can do, interrupting someone. And there's gonna be pauses. There's gonna be times where it's gonna be obvious that you can ask another questions. They have to be open questions, not yes or no, because you want the person to talk. That's why I think it's also important to get to know the person a little bit before you start shooting, because by getting to know the person that you're interviewing a little bit, you can ask if this type of questions that you're gonna ask are okay. Some questions will naturally come to you and will flow into the conversation or interview. It's always really good to have some 5 to 10 questions that you feel that will be important or will do justice, give a good story to the project or documentary that you're working on. That's it for the video of today. I'm gonna be listing down here on the description of the video all of the items that I used for this interview. When it comes to the microphones and the tripods and even the monitor, they're not really expensive. They are more on the affordable side. Thanks for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed, you already know, I would really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.